In today's world, the internet is evolving, and with it comes many new ways to connect and share, but it also brings with it many different problems. Mental disorders have become more prevalent since the internet has started to develop. Since the introduction of social media in the early 1990s, its popularity has grown exponentially, with many adolescent teens having around 4 social media accounts. This only makes FOMO, the fear of missing out, ever more ubiquitous in the adolescent community. The rise of social media has also been linked to PTSD, anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. The anonymity provided by these platforms has seen a shift from bullying to cyberbullying being the major problem within the younger community. The introduction of online gaming has also brought with it its own set of problems, including a rise in anxiety, sleep problems, internet gaming disorder, poor psychological well-being, and depression. Internet gaming disorder, IDG, is not a well-known condition, but it is becoming a problem, although it is not as commonly recognized as depression or anxiety. Recent analysis has linked time spent on the internet, motives for gaming, and symptoms of depression as predictors of IGD scores. Differences in these scores also factored in gender. Gamers who had higher IGD scores had higher scores in social, escape, coping, and fantasy motives, as well as psychopathology, than non-problematic gamers. According to the APA in 2013, IGD is defined as a persistent and recurrent use of internet to engage in games, often with other players, leading to impairment or clinically significant distress. To be classified with IGD, gamers must fulfill at least 5 of the following symptoms for at least a 12-month period. 1. Preoccupation with internet games. 2. Withdrawal symptoms when internet gaming is taken away. 3. Tolerance with the need to spend increasing amounts of time engaged in internet games. 4. Unsuccessful attempts to control the participation in internet games. 5. Loss of interest in previous hobbies and entertainment as a result of, and with the exception of, internet games. 6. Continued excessive use of internet games despite knowledge of psychological problems. 7. Has deceived family members, therapists, or others regarding the amount of internet gaming. 8. Use of internet games to escape or relieve a negative mood. And 9. Has jeopardized or lost a significant relationship, job, or educational or career opportunity because of participation in internet games. The word internet in IDG has sparked debates, with it not being specifically related to online gaming, but can also be linked to offline gaming. However, internet has brought the social dimension to the gaming world, allowing players to interact with other gamers and friends. That recent studies have shown stronger correlations between playing online games and IDG than that of offline games. Recent studies have also linked gaming time with not only gender, but genre preference. The genres are as follows: MMORPG, massively multiplayer online role-playing games; FPS, first-person shooter; RPG, role-playing games; and flash games. Game preferences can be used to explain gender differences, given that women are more prone to play games to build intimacy, while men prefer competition. It is still unclear whether motives play a role on the development of IGD, but online gaming appears as a dysfunctional coping strategy to reduce psychological distress and to escape reality. Studies in 2015 revealed links between IGD and low self-esteem. Past research has linked online and problematic gaming with poor psychological well-being, low satisfaction of life, low self-esteem, loneliness, substance use, or more difficulties in social, financial, or professional areas. The evidence points to a rising problem and a soon-to-be major health issue, with gaming becoming more ubiquitous every day. Men's desire for competition only fuels the problem, causing them to spend more and more time trying to get the all-important rank 1 or improve their win-loss ratio. Xbox and PlayStation currently have a pay-to-play online feature, not designed specifically for the prevention of IGD, but as a money-making scheme, although it causes people to think about it before they pay for the membership, reducing the number of online players. Social media has become ingrained as part of our culture, with most people having at least one social media account. Although ingrained, social media still is cause for much concern in the adolescent community, as in the 2013 study by Rosen-Carrier and Cheever found that the I generation, individuals born in the 1990s and the early 2000s, are checking their social media accounts on average every 15 minutes. These media platforms are causing many other issues with teens, including mental health issues, sleep problems, and FOMO. These social platforms provide a profusion of environments that can be used to communicate, sustain, and build friendships, as well as the ability to send and receive real-time information on others' activity. Previous research has established a relationship between psychological well-being and the Big Five personality traits. These 5 personality traits include extroversion, being outgoing and dominating, agreeableness, being sympathetic and warm, conscientious, being efficient and organized, neurotic, being anxious and moody, and finally, openness, being imaginative and curious. Neuroticism has been negatively correlated with psychological well-being, and extroversion and emotional stability have been positively correlated with psychological well-being. Links between different personalities and how people use social media. Extroverted individuals use it for social enhancement, i.e. to improve their value socially, whereas introverts use social media for social compensation, i.e. to make up for the lack of offline friends. Old studies show that individuals high in introversion and neuroticism were the most active social media users. However, recent research found that extroverts were the most involved in social media due to social media networks moving away from anonymity to anonymity. Extroverts use this to enhance socializing with existing friends. This relationship also appears to vary with age, as older adolescents who use social media less than 2 hours a day found no relationship, whilst young adults with many high users did find a relationship between distress and the amount of social media use. Individuals who are highly active on social media are 2.7 times more likely to develop depression. Excessive Facebook use is associated with people feeling less satisfied with their lives, having lower self-esteem, and having heightened anxiety. Higher smartphone use had been associated with greater sleep problems, causing them to have higher stress levels and a lower academic performance. As well as all this, social media has also seen rise to the fear of missing out and cyberbullying. The fear of missing out, FOMO, is defined as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experience from which one is absent. Individuals who have FOMO like participating in social media as it is attractive due to its provision of social connection and involvement. Yet there are consequences. FOMO is related to negative emotions. Individuals with FOMO like to overestimate the positive emotional experiences and underestimate the negative emotional experiences of other people's lives compared to their own. They forget how it is an edited version of someone's life, highly polarized and skewed towards the positive. Due to this, individuals with FOMO will experience feelings of anxiety, low self-esteem, and inadequacy. FOMO has always been linked with problematic smartphone use, which will see a drop in academic results. Cyberbullying is a problem on these platforms as it can send someone spiraling down into depression. It is an intentional, aggressive, and harmful behavior causing cyber-victimization, which has been related to a plethora of psychological problems such as anxiety, depression, among others. Social media has so much to offer, but has caused so many mental problems with the adolescents of today. Although it is a great tool for communication, it has removed the social aspect of life, replacing it with photos from a skew point of view, providing a place where people hide behind their screens and bully others, sometimes causing suicide. Although the internet brought in many things like easy access of information and files, the ability to market businesses, and share videos and photos. But with the introduction of gaming and social media to the internet, many problems arose within the psychological realm, especially those in their adolescent years suffered the most with mental issues on the rise.
Of this, when you're too busy looking down, you don't see the chances you miss. So look up from your phone, shut down those displays. We have a finite existence, a set number of days. Don't waste your life getting caught in the net, as when the end comes, nothing's worse than regret.